It was a quiet Tuesday morning when Margaret's world turned upside down. At 6:45 a.m., she stepped into her bathroom like she always did. The light was soft, the floor was cold, and everything felt normal until it wasn't. Moments later, she collapsed beside the toilet. Her husband, Michael, rushed in and called 911, panicking. The paramedics arrived within minutes. They said it was a massive stroke. But what shocked everyone, even her doctors, was the cause. Margaret didn't skip her medicine. She wasn't under extreme stress. No warning signs. So what went wrong? As doctors searched for answers, something strange came up in Margaret's routine. She wasn't doing anything dramatic, just 4 small things in the bathroom she'd done for years. Things most of us do without thinking. But according to her cardiologist, those everyday habits, combined, had been silently raising her stroke risk by over 300%. Not 1, not 2, but 4 normal bathroom habits. And the scariest part? Most people over 60 do them too. What I'm about to share with you isn't commonly talked about, even by doctors. Not because they don't care, but because these habits seem so harmless. They're easy to overlook. I've spent over 15 years working with seniors on stroke prevention, and when I read the new research from earlier this year, it stopped me cold. These findings explain why strokes can happen even when everything else looks normal. Blood pressure, cholesterol, medication, all fine. But inside the bathroom, a silent storm. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly what these 4 bathroom habits are. I can almost guarantee that 3 of them are part of your morning routine right now. More importantly, I'll show you how to change them without flipping your whole life upside down. These are simple, powerful adjustments that could cut your stroke risk dramatically, starting tomorrow morning. Margaret's story didn't have to end the way it did. Yours doesn't either. Before we dive into what her doctor found, I want you to think back to this morning. What did you do in the bathroom? Did you rush? Take a hot shower? Stand up quickly? Hold your breath? If any of that sounds familiar, keep watching. Because the real danger isn't in what we don't know, it's in what we think is harmless. After Margaret's stroke, her family was heartbroken, but also confused. Her doctor couldn't find the usual suspects. Her blood pressure readings were normal, her heart looked fine, and she never missed her meds. But as her cardiologist dug deeper, he started to notice a strange pattern. It wasn't something in her medical file. It was in her daily habits. Her morning routine, especially what she did in the bathroom, revealed something dangerous. Short, intense pressure spikes that weren't showing up on her regular health checks. These pressure spikes are called microsurges. They happen fast, sometimes in just a few seconds, and then vanish. But over time, they cause small tears in your blood vessels, like tiny cracks in a dam. One isn't a problem, but dozens, every single day? That's where the real danger builds. And because they're so quick, most people never know they're happening. Margaret's doctor realized these microsurges were slowly damaging her arteries, making her brain more vulnerable with each passing week. And then came the study that changed everything. Johns Hopkins University had just published a report in early 2024. They tracked over 3,000 adults over age 60 for 7 years. What they found was shocking. People who followed all 4 of these common bathroom habits had 3 times the stroke risk of those who didn't. Not 10%, not 30%, 312% higher. Why? Because these little habits, when combined, create a perfect storm of pressure, stress, and vulnerability inside your body, without you even feeling it. When I first read that research, my stomach sank. I thought about my own routine, things I'd been doing for years without a second thought. Holding my breath while getting up too quickly, taking long, hot showers. Suddenly, I realized how easily this could happen to anyone. We assume our routines are safe because they feel normal. But sometimes it's the normal that puts us at risk. The good news is these risks are completely avoidable. Once Margaret's doctor identified the problem, he knew the solution wasn't about medications. It was about small, smart changes in daily behavior. The same ones I'm going to share with you now. Let's start with the habit that surprised me the most and almost no one talks about. Dangerous habit number 1. The morning rush strain. Every morning, millions of people do the same thing. The alarm buzzes, eyes shoot open, and before the mind fully wakes up, the body jolts into action, sitting up fast, rushing to the bathroom, scrambling to beat the clock. It's a race. But here's the problem. Your heart doesn't wake up as fast as you do. That sudden shift from lying to standing, especially in the first 60 seconds after waking, sends a jolt of pressure through your system. And if you're over 60, that's like starting your day by jumping into a sprint with a rusty engine. This was Margaret's exact routine. She was always proud of being independent. Even after retirement, she stuck to her 5:30 a.m. wake-up. No help, no fuss. But that morning, when her stroke hit, it wasn't in the middle of a workout or a stressful argument. It was right there, in her bathroom, just seconds after standing up too quickly. Her blood pressure surged, and a small clot that had been sitting quietly in her artery found its moment to strike. This sudden rush is called orthostatic stress. When you go from lying to standing too quickly, gravity pulls blood down into your legs. Your heart scrambles to compensate. In young people, it's not a big deal. But with age, the vessels get stiffer and the reflexes slow. That sharp drop in blood flow to the brain can cause dizziness, or worse. The heart pumps harder to adjust, often creating a surge in pressure so strong it can damage blood vessels or shake loose tiny clots waiting to move. In 2023, a large-scale European heart study revealed a chilling detail. Older adults who got out of bed too fast in the morning had twice the risk of mini-strokes and unexplained fainting episodes. Many of these episodes were brushed off as just feeling lightheaded. But when brain scans were done, silent strokes had already occurred, damage that wasn't obvious but was building day after day. And it's not just about getting up too fast, it's also what you do immediately after. Some people strain while using the bathroom, holding their breath, tensing their muscles. That push causes a dangerous spike called the Valsalva effect. It's the same strain that causes a boxer to black out when hit mid-breath. Now imagine doing that every morning on an aging heart. It's a silent attack you don't feel until it's too late. Imagine this. You've lived a full life, raised kids, worked hard, paid your dues. And the thing that brings you down isn't some dramatic accident. It's a rushed trip to the bathroom. That's what broke Margaret's son, Michael. She survived cancer, he told the doctor, but she couldn't survive her morning routine? That's when they realized it wasn't her fault. No one warns us about this. Here's the powerful truth. This danger can be reversed. It takes less than 30 seconds. Before getting up, sit on the edge of the bed. Wiggle your toes. Breathe slowly. Count to 10. Let your circulation adjust. Then stand up slowly, with intention. This simple shift gives your heart and brain a chance to sync. And when you reach the bathroom, breathe. Never hold your breath. Keep your muscles relaxed. Let your body move naturally. The morning doesn't have to be a silent enemy. It can be your moment of power if you learn how to treat your body right. Margaret's story isn't a warning, it's a wake-up call. Because this was only the first dangerous habit. The next one? It's even more common and hiding in your shower. What you're about to hear could be the second most important health decision you make all day. Dangerous habit number 2. The hot water blood pressure bomb. For most people, a hot shower feels like peace. The warmth, the steam, the quiet. It's the perfect way to start or end a day. But for older adults, this comforting ritual can become a silent danger. When the water gets too hot and your body is already adjusting to early morning changes, your blood vessels widen rapidly. Your heart slows down, and your blood pressure can drop suddenly. That peaceful moment? It could lead to a fainting spell, or worse, a fall that changes everything. John, 72, never skipped his morning routine. He liked things just right. Shower on, steam rising, classical music playing in the background. But one morning, everything went wrong. As he stood under the hot water, he felt a wave of dizziness. Before he could steady himself, his vision went black. He collapsed, hitting his head on the edge of the tub. When his wife found him minutes later, he was unconscious, with a fractured cheekbone. The doctor later explained the hot water had triggered a sudden vasodilation, a widening of his blood vessels that made his blood pressure plummet. Here's what really happens. When hot water hits your skin, your blood vessels expand to help release heat. This is natural, but in older adults, especially those with blood pressure issues or heart conditions, this expansion can become too much, too fast. The body can't push blood to the brain fast enough. The result? Dizziness, blurred vision, weakness, or even blacking out. It's called shower syncope, and it's more common than most doctors admit, especially in people over 60. In 2022, a study from the American Heart Association found that seniors who regularly took hot showers above 104 degrees Fahrenheit had a 30% higher risk of sudden blood pressure drops, and nearly 1 in 580 had a sudden blood pressure drop. 4 reported falls or near falls during or right after bathing. These weren't clumsy accidents, they were physiological reactions. Even brief exposure to extreme heat can trigger blood pressure instability in aging bodies, especially when combined with medications like beta blockers or diuretics. Now picture this. You've just woken up, your body's still adjusting, your heart is working to stabilize after lying down, and then, bam, you hit it with steaming water. That's a 1-2 punch. Add in closed doors, high humidity, and no support bars, and you've created a perfect trap. And it doesn't matter if you feel fine. Many victims of hot water-related fainting had no symptoms until the moment they went down. It's silent, sudden, and very, very real. John recovered, but he lost his confidence. His wife, Clara, now stands outside the bathroom every morning, holding her breath. He was always so strong, she says. But now I worry every time he turns that handle. Their bathroom used to be a place of comfort. Now it's a reminder of how fragile the human body can be, even in the most ordinary moments. It's not the heat that hurt them. It was not knowing the risk. But here's the hope. This habit is completely fixable. Set your water temperature to warm, not hot, between 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep the bathroom door slightly open for airflow. Sit on a shower chair if needed. Avoid standing up too fast in the shower, and always wait 5 to 10 minutes after waking before entering. This isn't about fear, it's about control. Your shower can still be relaxing, just not dangerous. So now we've uncovered 2 dangerous habits, rushing out of bed and scalding showers. Both feel normal, both can hurt you. But there's a third habit, even sneakier. It's something you put into your body every day without thinking. And once you learn the truth, you'll never look at your breakfast the same way again. Dangerous habit number 3. The dangerous squat and rise. Most people don't think twice about bending down to pick something up. It feels natural, harmless. But for older adults, the action of squatting and then standing back up can become a dangerous trap. This quick change in position, especially after sitting or resting, can cause sudden drops in blood pressure, dizziness, and even blackouts. It's called orthostatic hypotension, and it sneaks up when you least expect it, like when you're tying your shoes, picking up the remote, or grabbing a dropped napkin. Mary, 68, loved keeping her house neat. One afternoon, while dusting the lower shelf of her bookcase, she squatted down and stayed there for a minute, humming along to the radio. When she stood up quickly, everything went blurry. She reached out, but the table was too far. She collapsed, hitting her shoulder against the corner of the wall. Her grandson found her minutes later. She had a dislocated shoulder and a mild concussion. The doctors said her blood pressure had dropped sharply the moment she stood up. Here's why this happens. When you're in a squat or seated position, blood pools in your lower body. When you stand suddenly, your body needs to push that blood back to your brain. But aging hearts and blood vessels don't respond as quickly. If the brain doesn't get blood fast enough, you feel dizzy or lose consciousness. This condition affects nearly 30% of adults over 65, especially those on heart or blood pressure medications. It's not about being weak, it's about biology. The problem is, this habit looks innocent. It happens at home, in silence, without anyone watching. There's no drama, just a brief moment of dizziness, maybe a hand on the wall, then moving on. But the risks build up. One bad fall can cause months of recovery, hospital stays, or even permanent mobility loss. And yet, no one warns people about this subtle threat. It hides in everyday routines. That's what makes it so dangerous. In 2023, a European study followed 800 seniors for 1 year. Of those who experienced sudden falls, 42% had recently squatted or bent over before standing up too fast. Many didn't even remember blacking out. Their bodies had gone from calm to crisis in seconds. Doctors call this a postural transition risk, and it's one of the leading causes of injury in aging adults. Not the icy steps, not the uneven sidewalks, but everyday movements. After Mary's fall, her confidence was shaken. She stopped doing chores. She began avoiding stairs, crouches, even walking through crowded stores. I felt trapped in my own home, she said, all because I picked up a book. Her daughter now leaves sticky notes around the house. Rise slowly. Hold on to something. Take a breath. It seems small, but it's a lifeline, a way to take back control from an invisible threat. This habit is easy to correct. Rise slowly after squatting or sitting. Before standing up, pause. Take a breath and let your body catch up. Use furniture for support. If needed, sit on a stool instead of squatting. And most importantly, stay hydrated. Dehydration worsens this condition. These changes may seem minor, but they prevent major harm. It's not about fear. It's about staying strong, stable, and independent. Now we've tackled 3 silent habits: rushing out of bed, hot showers, and quick rise movements. Each one feels normal until it isn't. But there's another danger that hits when you're trying to do something good for yourself. It hides in health routines and wellness hacks. And the shocking part? It's something many doctors still recommend, but it could be weakening your heart every morning. Dangerous habit number 4, the midnight pressure spike. Most people think night is when the body rests, recovers, and heals. But for many older adults, something dangerous happens while they sleep, a silent rise in blood pressure. Doctors call it nocturnal hypertension, and it often goes unnoticed. You might feel fine during the day, but at night, while you're lying in bed, your blood pressure could spike suddenly. No alarms, no warning signs, just added pressure on your heart and brain when you're most vulnerable. Charles was 71, retired, and proud of his healthy lifestyle. He walked every morning, ate well, and kept his blood pressure under control. At least that's what he thought. One night, his wife woke to the sound of him gasping. His hand clutched his chest. He was rushed to the hospital, confused and scared. The diagnosis, a mild nighttime stroke. The doctor explained that Charles's blood pressure had risen sharply between 2 and 4 a.m., a time when the body is supposed to be at rest. So, why does this happen? Several things contribute to nighttime pressure spikes: poor sleep, sleep apnea, stress, late meals, and even the wrong evening habits. For instance, drinking too much water before bed can cause bladder pressure, waking you up in the middle of the night, and that sudden jolt from deep sleep can shock your nervous system. Combine that with stiff blood vessels, and it's a recipe for disaster. The worst part? Regular blood pressure checks often miss it because we don't measure BP while we sleep. Studies have shown that over 50% of strokes in older adults happen in the early morning hours, and many of those patients had normal daytime blood pressure. According to research from Japan and the U.S., people who suffer from nocturnal hypertension are twice as likely to experience heart failure and 3 times as likely to suffer silent strokes, strokes that damage the brain without obvious symptoms. Over time, these build up, affecting memory, balance, and mood. After his stroke, Charles couldn't drive. He forgot names. He struggled with his sense of balance. "It was like a piece of me went missing," he said. He had done everything right, except monitor his body at night. His wife now sleeps lightly, listening for his breathing. "We don't rest the way we used to," she admitted. Their bed became a place of quiet fear. And yet, this could have been prevented with a small, overlooked change. The solution isn't complicated. It starts with better sleep hygiene, going to bed at the same time each night, avoiding screens an hour before sleep, and keeping the bedroom cool and dark. Avoid eating heavy meals late and cut caffeine after 2 p.m. If you wake often at night, speak with your doctor about checking for sleep apnea, a major cause of nighttime spikes. For some people, a 24-hour blood pressure monitor can reveal hidden patterns that daytime checks miss. Many older adults carry silent stress, worries about money, family, health. These thoughts don't disappear at night. They wait. And as your body tries to sleep, that quiet anxiety keeps your nervous system tense. Cortisol, the stress hormone, remains high. It's like driving with your foot gently pressing the gas all night long. Over weeks and months, this silent tension adds up on your arteries, your heart, and your brain. Now we've uncovered a dangerous habit hidden not in action, but in inaction, sleeping without protecting your pressure. But the next threat is even more surprising. It hides in something we all think of as healthy. Movement, but not just any movement. It's a specific common form of morning exercise that's secretly placing massive pressure on your arteries. And it's something millions of older adults do before breakfast, thinking it will help, when it's actually hurting them. We fade in on an older woman named Elena, sitting quietly on a park bench. Birds are chirping, children are laughing in the distance, but Elena isn't smiling. She's holding a blood pressure monitor in one hand, a printout from her doctor in the other. The words "borderline high risk" are circled in red. Her eyes search the horizon. She doesn't want pills. She doesn't want fear. She wants control. And this is where everything changes, for her and for us, because what she finds next is a key many people never discover. After her appointment, Elena's granddaughter introduces her to something unexpected: gentle blood flow exercises, not intense workouts, not painful yoga, just 7-minute circulation-boosting movements that can be done at home, seated or standing, morning or evening. Backed by doctors in Japan and Germany, these rhythmic movements activate the body's second heart, the calf muscles, which push blood back up to the heart and brain safely and steadily. They reduce stiffness, clear away tension, and most importantly, help lower blood pressure naturally over time. We return to the park. Elena stands now. Her posture is better. Her steps are lighter. Every morning, she does these simple routines. No pills, no gym. And the numbers? They've improved. But something more beautiful has happened. She's regained confidence. "I'm not scared of my heart anymore," she says with a gentle laugh. That moment, that small smile in her eyes, is the true gift. Because health isn't just about numbers on a screen. It's about feeling safe in your own body, feeling free, feeling alive. And now, this gift is yours too. Below this video, we've unlocked a special bonus, a free guided video that shows you exactly how to do these movements in real time. No guesswork, no strain. Just calm, doctor-approved routines to protect your heart and bring peace to your mornings. If you've watched this far, your health clearly matters to you. Don't wait. Give your heart this simple daily upgrade. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Start now. Your future self will thank you. Imagine this: a quiet kitchen. Morning light pours through the curtains. A man named David, in his 70s, stands by the sink. He's alone, holding his blood pressure pills in one hand. and a photo of his late wife in the other. For years, he ignored the signs: tight chest, short breath, racing heart. "It's just stress," he'd tell her. Until one night, it wasn't. She's gone now, and he's left wondering if he'll follow the same path. His heart isn't just aching from blood pressure, it's aching from regret. This moment is raw, honest, and real. Because many of us don't change until life forces us to. But then, something shifts. David recalls a conversation with his grandson. "You don't have to be strong, Grandpa. You just have to try." That sentence lands harder than any doctor's warning. So, for the first time, David does try. He watches the video his doctor recommended, the one you've just seen. He starts the gentle movement routines. No pressure, no shame, just movement, breath, and purpose. Slowly, the numbers begin to improve. But even more powerful than the stats is how David feels. He's sleeping better, laughing again, cooking for himself. He's not just surviving, he's reconnecting with life. A month later, we see him again. The same kitchen. This time, music is playing. He's chopping vegetables for lunch. There's a lightness to him now. The photo of his wife is still on the counter, but now it feels like a quiet blessing, not a weight. David has become the proof that change is possible, even late in life. His journey is not perfect, but it's beautiful. And it's built on something incredibly simple, the choice to care for his heart, gently and daily. That choice gave him back everything else. And that's what this story is really about. It's your story, too. Whether you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, you're not powerless. You're not broken. You're becoming. And it starts with small steps that protect your heart, your energy, and your joy. If David can turn it around, so can you. Your next chapter isn't written yet, but if you choose to start today, it can be the most powerful one of all. Right now, you stand at a fork in the road. One path leads to more of the same: rushed mornings, dangerous habits, ignoring the quiet warnings your body gives you. The other, a path of healing, strength, and control over your future. It doesn't require huge change, just one brave decision. If you've felt that tightness in your chest, if you've seen your numbers rise and wondered, "What if?" then this is your moment, because doing nothing is a choice too, and sometimes it's the most dangerous one. You've already taken the first step by watching this. You've learned about 4 everyday habits quietly pushing your blood pressure to the edge, but now it's time to do something about it. That's why we've created the Heart-Safe Daily Flow, a simple, doctor-approved method designed for people over 50. No hard workouts, no scary diets, just gentle movements and habits that naturally support healthy blood pressure and protect your heart without stress. It's not just another health tip, it's a full system made for real people like you. You've spent years caring for others, family, work, responsibilities. But your heart needs care too, not someday. Today. Don't wait for a crisis to become the reason you finally start. Let this moment be your prevention, not your regret. We've seen thousands turn their health around with this simple method. People who thought it was too late, it wasn't, and it's not too late for you either. You just have to take the first step, and the path will rise to meet you. So here's your call. Click the button below and join the Heart-Safe Daily Flow. Don't just close this tab and forget. Don't let fear or doubt steal one more day from your life. If you want energy, safety, and more time with the people you love, then act right now. You've got one heart and one chance to give it the care it deserves. The next chapter of your life is waiting. Start it today with one simple, powerful click.